Say hello.
69 days until the election. It's quite a countdown. It's going quickly. Started at 100 days. And now we're also approaching the end of Av, and we will enter into Elul.
Sweet.
Yeah, pretty soon. And, Elul is the moon approach to the new year. The new year is going to bring something new, we hope. Something new will come into the world, but also it is going to bring the anniversary.
New, definitely.
Yeah, but it'll also bring the anniversary of October 7th.
Yeah.
And that on, the Hebrew date will be Simchat Torah, and that's going to be a tough time. It's going to be a tough time. And
October 7th.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's going to, and hopefully it will also mark a new chapter. There's always an opportunity with some sadness, with some pain, with some brokenness, and that's up to us. That's what being a human being is about.
Something born.
Yeah, and committing ourselves to being part of that solution. Being part of the solution.
Okay, so we
and one of the ways we do that is by being
we do what we know how to do.
Yeah, and trying to work on ourselves, being our best selves.
A little intention.
Mm-hmm.
Have you read Luzzatto?
And that's how we're doing it. By
a little Luzzatto.
Yeah.
Some consolations. We're in the 7 weeks of consolations.
Right.
I'm going to read 3 of them today. We're in the 3rd week. I'm going to read a blessing taken from the portion of the week. Re'eh. No?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Blessing from Re'eh. I will bless you and keep you with the written laws and the unwritten laws, the ones that I have spoken and the ones you have interpreted, laws and the statutes, universals and the inferred rules. I will bless you with them, and you will keep them because you live with your ear to the ground. You will be a kingdom of priests and a holy people, priestly kings, holy men and women. In other words, men and women of flesh and bone. I will bless you and increase you as the earth, as the sands of the seashore, as the sea. Look at the algae now, and the horseflies buzzing around your face. I will make you as great as the algae, as the grasshoppers. Look up now to the sky. You will be as great as the stars, as the darkness too. You will be as great as the darkness, as the sand and the sea and the stars, the mud and the dark and the green, the sticky stuff on the surf, the early rains and the later rains, the mud, the green, the sand, the dark. You will be a blessing as great as the dark, as the sea, the sand, the green. I will restore the broken vav in breach shalom, the covenant of peace, a covenant of salt to preserve and protect the holy priestliness forever. When you dream, you will dream up. Look up. You will become as great as the stars. Look down. You will see who has walked before you. You will be blessed with both. The world is delivered to your understanding and your idiosyncratic individuality. You will be a blessing attached to the life of all lives, the heart of the world, essence to essence. Now listen, cover your eyes, take out the eyes entirely. Say, Shema Yisrael, Adonai Elohim, Adonai Echad.
I think that's that's a poem that's very much in sync with his with Lusato's notion of godliness, of being part of everything, and having control over what we can control. And one of, I'm still stuck on watchfulness. I can't seem to get beyond.
What?
I'm still in watchfulness. I can't move on from this first step of becoming a human being.
I spoke with him the other night.
I know. He said it's okay, right?
Are you kidding?
Yeah.
That's what he loves.
I know. So here's something that I think is really important, and I think it's related. He says that you have to be careful of not just levity, but you have to be careful of scoffing.
Of what?
Scoffing.
Scoffing?
Yes, scoffing is the word that's the translation here. It's scoffing. I love that. It has a sinister and depraving effect.
Oh my.
People use scoffing to as a shield, right? To rend off
seriousness.
Yeah, seriousness. And
not the proper use of irony.
Right. And then he says a single sarcasm or jest is liable to blight most of the spiritual zeal and enthusiasm which you may have acquired from, all you are learning. Just one act of sarcasm, right?
Yeah, sarcasm.
Or jest in the wrong place.
My children cured me of that.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that's so interesting. They did. As a result of ridicule, you are apt to cast off all that you have learned, so that there is no sign in it left of you. None of the learning. One little act of sarcasm and jest can undo all of the learning that you've done, not because it's not instructive, but because mockery has the power to destroy every vestige of conscience and reverence.
That's interesting.
Think about that in terms of the discourse that is going on today in this, in our arenas, right? And then he says, to here bring a little Isaiah in, he says the prophet Isaiah denounced mockery in the bitterest of terms. He saw that it rendered any kind of criticism or growth, constructive criticism, ineffective. And it annihilated the last hope of sinners. In other words, if you really want to help someone else, you can't do it. You have to do it. You can't do it with mockery or cynicism, right?
You don't give them a way back. It's not an invitation to return to something serious.
And then
it's not an invitation.
In the
it's
Talmud,
not an opening.
Hear you. So that was Isaiah. Now, therefore, be not scoffers, right? But in the Talmud, it says, the one that scoffs brings suffering upon himself.
Yeah, there's a price. Would it be interesting
the price for that kind of scoffing?
It'd be so interesting if somebody in Isaiah's life was always trying to say, hey, Isaiah, you want to hear a joke? And Isaiah says, no, I don't want to hear a joke.
I don't want to hear a joke.
I don't want to hear a joke.
But I don't think it's jokes. I think it's jokes at the expense of others.
Yeah,
That's
scoffing.
really what it is.
Scoffing.
That's what it is. It's at the expense of others. At the expense of others. I think that's a real practice.
Yeah, man.
That is a practice. That's really a practice to pay attention to. Do you ever, tell a story or deflect something important at the expense of others to build yourself back up?
Yeah.
This is a real barrier to watchfulness and attentiveness. This is a barrier to that first step to becoming a whole and holy human being.
Deflect from the seriousness of your life and of the time.
Be not scoffers. Be not scoffers. Right?
It's good.
Lest your bands be made strong. Yeah, really.
I'm just recovering my voice. I don't know if I should sing or not. I have to give it.
And of course, I think I mentioned this yesterday. The other thing that gets in the way of watchfulness, this first step, is the companions companionship of fools.
Oh, man.
Be careful not to attach yourself to people who will continue to bring you down, bring you down,
Yeah.
bring you down.
Hang with people that lift you up.
Mm-hmm.
Lift you up.
You can grow lax and become remiss in order to avoid the ridicule of your companions. And, that's mob rule, that's group pressure, right? When other people use ridicule, to put you in your place, to keep you in your place, right? Little girls used to learn that. I hope it's not true anymore. In the classroom, if they would raise their hands too much or show that they were too smart, they would be made fun of.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure a lot of different kinds of people experience that, but I remember that.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm. People use ridicule and cynicism and scuffing.
I just wrote
to
a piece
control
about hiding
others.
my bike in the bushes at the library.
Oh, really?
Yeah, in the neighborhood that I lived in.
Oh, yeah. Going to the library would make people make fun of you. Not playing baseball, but going to the library.
It was behind the pool.
Oh.
Instead of going to the pool, I went to the library.
Oh, I see.
I'm going to read 3 weeks of consolations.
Okay.
Comfort and become. This from Isaiah.
Mm-hmm.
I took the language of Isaiah, crystallized it,
I love that.
broke it down.
He's
Images.
Lusato is very much into Isaiah too.
Yeah.
Very much.
You've read Lusato, haven't you? First week, comfort and be comforted. Listen, intention to offer and serve, wilderness a plain, every valley a high place. All flesh see together grass and flowers, speak to the mountains, lift up your voice from low places, foundations know and plant. Lift up your eyes, plant your feet, give yourself a name, give everything a name. Second week, you abandoned me, you've forgotten me. A mother does not forget her child. You came out of my womb. I could not forget you. Engrave psalms on your hands. Build me into a fence. Whatever pursues will depart. Lift up your eyes alive. Clothe yourself with ornaments. Your narrows too small for you. Be a bride. Third week, this week of consolations, third week. Toasted, afflicted, all the children taught peace. Gemstones, rubies, sapphires, I have created a peace smithy within righteousness. Give up your fear, put out in coals a soul. Come together, your words, fire. Come close, a reward no one will gather against you. Eat and drink and be satisfied. Thank you, Isaiah. You're listening.
Thank you, Isaiah. It's also Re'eh, as you mentioned. This wonderful portion in the book of Deuteronomy that is also a practice. It says, see. See. You have to be watchful, attentive. I put before you the blessing and the curse.
Yeah, that's where that piece that came from. I wrote it because of that. Like, what's in the blessing? What's in the curse?
Yeah.
So thanks for coming.
Choose the blessing that you and your seed may live. That's the work, is figure out what
There's
that
Diane.
is.
And Nancy's out there, see. And there's Vicky. She's surrounded by flowers.
Always. Always.
Thanks for coming, everybody.
Well, it's a holy journey, and hopefully intention every day from every corner of our lives.
We try to come here at 9:30, but it stays on for a while.
Sometimes we get a little late.
But you can pick it up off the sites where you're situated. Okay.
Thanks for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow morning. Today's Wednesday,
Yeah.
and it is 69 days.
Ciao,
until the
babies.
election.
Bye.